Okay, turn to page 175, and then we'll do example 2 and the checkpoints together. Now in example 2, we've got a compound interest. So a little difference here with what you've done previously maybe in math is we're going to be putting some money in for a long time in the bank. And we want to know what it's worth after 10 years. So the money we're putting in is $450. It's going to pay 2%, which is 0.02. And we want to figure out what we're going to have after 10 years. So the initial amount, the P that we're putting in there, the principal, and we actually are, in the previous example, we called this C. We're going to call it P here. That initial P is, or principal is 450. The growth rate is 2%, and the time we're using is 10 years. Now this looks really the same as the last one, just some of the letters are different. Instead of Y, they put an A here. That's the account balance. Instead of that C, they're putting a big P here, and that's what's called in banking principal. Now we still have the 1 plus R for the growth factor. That'll be easy, and we still have T for time. So what we write here is we're just going to substitute. For the P, we're going to put 450. For the R, we're going to put what that rate we got. It was 2. And then for the T, we know in this case that we're going to go with 10. Okay, now I think you need to put this together. Let's put 450 times what's 1 point, or I'm sorry, what's 1 plus 0.02, where that's 1.02, and it's going to get raised to the 10th power. Now this is definitely a calculator problem. You don't want to do anything here in your head. So take your calculator out, and you got to be careful here because going back here, this is an order of operations issue. Think about what that 10 applies to. It only applies to this. So since you could do multiplication in any order, what I would recommend you do is this. Do the 1.02, raise it to the 10th power. 1.02, raise it to the 10th power, get an answer. Now, take that times the 450, and you should get this, 548.5, I guess you could round this off to 58 cents. So a lot of ways you could write this. You could just round it to the nearest dollar, or we could say 548. Oh, let's just call it 548 because it asked for an about. Now, if they asked for the exact cents, you'd have to write those cents that were on the calculator. And here are the checkpoints. Let's do it like this. We're going to do both of these. I'd like you to, in a few seconds, pause the video and then see if you can, in this case, just write an exponential growth model. Not the answer, but just the model for the number of employees after T years. If you need to flip back to the first page, go ahead and do so. But go ahead and pause the video right now. Okay, did you get this? E is that number of employees after the T years right there. 60 was the initial amount of employees. Here's the 1 plus 0.06, or 1 plus 6%. Remember, the 6% could be written as 0.06. So when we put those together, it comes to 1.06. T is the number of years. We don't know, until we get a T, we can't really solve for E. So everything you've got here hopefully looks like this, and if you don't have that, change that. Now let's try number 2. 2 we're actually going to solve. Okay, so when I get done here, I'm going to show the exponential growth model, and I will also show an answer. Go ahead and pause the video and try number 2. Okay, did you get this? The account balance is going to be the initial amount, 375, parentheses, 1 plus 3%, or 1.03, raised to the 8th power. Go ahead and try to solve this now. Pause the video again and try to solve this. Now, using my calculator, I got 475. Actually, I think it was times plus 475 and 4 cents. Let me check here with my calculator. I'm pretty sure that's what I got when I did that one. 475 and 4 cents.